I'm Drew Carter and welcome to another 7-minute 7-point deck tech. Today we have AEldrazi, a completely colourless ramp, otherwise known as Big Spell combo deck, first designed by AE teammate Beckett Wolf. The points configuration is 3 for Soul Ring, 2 for Mana Crypt, and 1 each for Mana Vault and Mishra's Workshop. Big mana to cast your game-winning threats. The complementary mana base features 24 lands, which I'll get to later, but also ramp in the form of Expedition Map. Grim Monolith is a great one. Mindstone. Treasure Map, fantastic for hand fixing as well. Basalt Monolith, Metalworker, who likes to eat lightning bolts but otherwise can power out game-winning plays. And then right at the top, we've got Thran Dynamo and Hedron Archive, as well as Everflowing Chalice to get you right up the top for your 10 and 13 mana threats. This is also good on turn 2 to just get you to 4 mana for more of your mid-range element. So that's our big mana. Well, what are our payoff spells? Let's have a look. The big ones are All is Dust for a one-sided board wipe. Khan Liberated, spectacular if you get him out early. Ulamog and Emrakul, the Promised End. Great targets for Eye of Ugin in the late game, and can just completely trump your control opponent in particular. Ugin the Spirit Dragon is another one-sided board wipe who can just completely go the distance all on his own. These are amazing threats. But because we've run out of ramp, we can't just do all mana and big spell payoff. This is the nature of a singleton Highlander format. So we've got some other elements in our deck as well. One is a prison element. This helps shore up one of the vulnerabilities of big spell combo by keeping in check faster combo decks. Chalice of the Void and Trinisphere are completely game-breaking in some instances because of the asymmetrical effects. Your curve is quite high compared to your opponent, so you're going to get a lot of value out of these cards. This is the curve of the deck, and it is very strange, thanks to Beckett Wolf's initial design. As you can see, it curves up, not down. Against tempo, Big Spell combo can be a little soft, so having some early interaction and tempo plays in the form of Mental Misstep and Dismember is quite helpful, even though they don't fit squarely into the Big Spell combo strategy. Hangarback Walker is a very iffy card in this deck, but it provides crucial early game defense against aggro, and it's a scalable threat into the mid and late game. Beckett Wolf would replace this with Lodestone Golem to load up on that asymmetry, given all the artifacts in the deck, but I like a bit of defense early on. I've got Lodestone Golem in the sideboard, which I'll talk about in a minute. Now, a big element of this deck is a mid-range element. Part of the idea of Beckett's originally was to get to 4 mana and then just keep pushing out powerful 4-drops. You can see a few of them here. There's some cheap defense and interaction early on. Phyrexian Metamorph is a fantastic target for Inventors Fair. It's one of the best ones. It copies the best thing on your battlefield. But here we've got some very interesting threats in. Solemn Simulacrum ramps you further and provides early game defense. Traxos is a massive powerhouse in this deck because the Historic triggers off not only your artifacts but your Planeswalkers as well. Thought-Knot Seer is an all-star, and the 2 cards are absolutely amazing. Khan the Great Creator in particular features the Microsynth Lattice lockout, so if you draw him late game with 10 mana available, you can just lock the game down straight away if there's not too much pressure on board. Endless One is surprisingly good and scalable, and Walking Ballista is some crucial removal and is a big payoff spell if you get a lot of mana. Here at the 5 and 6 drop slot, you've got absolute powerhouses: Reality Smasher, Batterskull, Wurmcoil Engine, and Ugin the Ineffable. Reality Smashing can just win the game on its own if you get him out early. Batterskull and Wurmcoil Engine are critical pieces of life gain to mitigate the effects of Mana Crypt and Ancient Tomb and give you game against aggro in game 1. Ugin the Ineffable provides you with flexible removal, big mana himself to ramp up to your next phase in getting Ulamog and Emrakul, and provides you with card advantage, defense. It does it all. You haven't lived until you've cast Solemn Simulacrum and fetched up a Wastes. The look on your opponent is priceless. It's also great against Assassin's Trophy and just general hedging against Back to Basics, Blood Moon, and Price of Progress. 4 wastes is the minimum I would play. Part of the concept of this deck, as initially designed by Beckett Wolf, was to max out on utility lands and thereby gain virtual card advantage. This is one of the great benefits of going pure colourless. Here you've got big mana in Ancient Tomb, City of Traitors, Crystal Vein, Eldrazi Temple. Eye of Ugin also provides critical tutoring in the late game to provide you with a kind of combo element where you just bide your time, then pull out your Emrakul and wham. Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth is a great card to give you extra mana out of Eye of Ugin and Mishra's Workshop for non-artifact spells. Next, we've got some hand fixing in the form of Zalfrin Void is so good at providing free scry on turn 1, for instance. Gaia Reach helps fix your hand, because one of the ways you lose is getting the wrong mix of spells. Mikakoro does the same and gives you an early play. It's ideal if you can use it on turn 3 and your opponent has to discard to hand size. Inventors Fair is amazing tutoring. Seagate Wreckage is one-sided card advantage in the late game, and Sanctum of Ugin provides excellent value to give you a second threat after you've already cast one big one. Utility lands, 3. Homeward Path, critical against Dak Faden. Blast Zone, critical against Null Rod. And Cavern of Souls is just amazing against counter spells in general. Lastly, we've got some light mana disruption. The aim of this deck is to build mana, not attack mana, but providing hedges against Creeping Tar Pit, Tolarian Academy, and even attacking mana against Storm combo is quite valuable. So we've got the Field of Ruin, Tectonic Edge, Rishadan Port, and Ghost Quarter for those purposes. Let's look at the sideboard. Where does this deck need help? It's very good against mid-range and quite good against control. It's a little soft at tempo and combo, however. So against tempo, you try and grind out your mid-range plan, and against combo, you will definitely need to lean on your sideboard. Here we've got 4 slots to target the graveyard. Warping Whale is a great piece against things like Storm to target sorcery spells. It also provides good utility against creature-based combo decks like Deceiver Exarch and things like that. Sphere of Resistance and Thorn of Amethyst are critical against Storm. You'll need those effects. Pithing Needle and Sorcerer's Spyglass are absolutely needed against permanent-based combo decks, which you may even face in the Ramp Mirror in things like Grixis artifacts, where they're getting Urza Thopter Sword and things like that. You'll note also there's a lot of artifacts in this sideboard, which is great for Khan the Great Creator, providing you with a wish board. Sword of Sinew and Steel is a bit of a cheeky card I'm trying at the moment. It's not bad as a wish target against Grixis and other decks like that, but it's great in the Ramp Mirror to provide you with some colourless artifact destruction. Filigree Familiar is nice to defend your Khan the Great Creator and good life gain and card advantage against aggro. Loathsome Golem is just an all-star threat. I don't want him main deck because I don't want to defer my Planeswalkers for too long. That's why he's in the sideboard, but he comes in very often. Mycosynth Lattice is just a game-winning wish target for Khan the Great Creator. And right at the top, we've got Platinum Angel and Platinum Empyrean, which are wonderful payoff spells against combo and aggro in particular. They're often not seen coming, and they're game-winning effects if you can resolve and protect them. Have fun sleeving it up. It's amazing fun, and I know you'll do well. See ya.